Coming in from the Jammu region of Jammu and Kashmir, I never thought in my lifetime I would see the tricolour flying at Lal Chowk, but that is something that is a reality only after the abrogation of Article 370. Let's talk about the legal argument over here. The petitioners are saying that once the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir was dissolved in 1957, the provisions of Article 370 became permanent. But I have the quote of the Attorney General L. Venkataramani, who told the Supreme Court that framers of the Indian Constitution inserted Article 370 to tide over an externally induced complex situation in Jammu and Kashmir during 1947 to 1950 and said that it should have been abrogated in 1957 after the dissolution of the J&K Constituent Assembly. Is there still a legal grey area over the government's move in 2019? Or given, as Amit Raina is pointing out, the discriminatory provisions of Article 370, its abrogation will be legally valid?
Ayushman, let me start off by saying that on 5th August 2019, the Union government led by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji took the bold, historic and legally correct decision of abrogating and repealing Article 370 of the Constitution. And the Supreme Court tomorrow is going to pronounce its verdict on petitions which were challenging this historic move to abrogate Article 370. Your question is very pertinent. Foremost, let me say Article 370 ran against the spirit of sovereignty, of unity and integrity of country as envisaged and espoused in our Constitution of India. That apart, what you are saying is absolutely correct, Ayushman. The provision itself was envisaged to be a temporary, transitory and a special provision. This is the way it is listed and phrased in the Constitution itself. Therefore, for anyone to argue that a temporary, transitory, special provision is going to have a status over and above even the basic structure of Constitution is absolutely atrocious. It is legally unsustainable. A plain reading of Article 370 itself will show that. Not only that, Ayushman, we have all seen what has been happening for past 70 years when this article was in operation. We only saw a few dynasties and a few families thriving in Jammu and Kashmir, plundering the resources of Jammu and Kashmir at the cost of ordinary people, ordinary Indian citizens residing in Jammu and Kashmir. And what Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's historic move has done is that it has made an egalitarian society. It has demolished those dynasties and those corruption castles which were operating in Jammu and Kashmir. And let me tell you, Ayushman, that large number of provisions of Constitution, even including fundamental rights and important statutory rights, they were the people of Jammu and Kashmir, Indian citizens residing in Jammu and Kashmir, were deprived and denied of those basic rights for more than 70 years because of operation of this Article 370. It was high time that this temporary, transitory, special provision, which was there only for, envisaged to be there for a few years, right, till the time the Constituent Assembly was there, it should have gone, it should have been repealed. But people continued to suffer for 70 years till the time Prime Minister Narendra Modi came in and took this bold historic decision of repealing and abrogating Article 370. Today, it has ushered in an era of peace, progress and prosperity in Jammu and Kashmir.
Absolutely. And as per you, that there is no legal grey area when it comes to the arguments that have been made by the petitioners?
Absolutely no grey area. No grey area. Yeah. When I mentioned to you that the provision itself states that it is temporary, transitory, special provision, then it leaves no scope for any ambiguity.
Absolutely.
And in fact, the provision should have been put to rest long back.
Right. And Ahmed Ayaz, you wanted to make a point, Aman Sinha there saying that there is no grey area over here. I want you to highlight the fact that what rights have been taken away from the people of Jammu and Kashmir. And are you telling me that the people of the Jammu region want Article 370 back? Because I can understand there are voices within Kashmir who want it back. But are you telling me the Dogras of the Jammu region want Article 370 back?
You see, to me, no, everybody would like to have the facilities or any sort of, a right back to them which has been withdrawn, which they were enjoyed as a general comment. And before that, I would like to, respond to what Mr. Raina said. You see,
That's incorrect.
when he said that the article discriminated the people in the Jammu and Kashmir, there is nothing the article applied to a particular community. It was applicable to the whole state of Jammu and Kashmir, and any permanent resident of the Jammu and Kashmir used to take advantage or was beneficiary of it, whoever it was. A permanent resident, so far as 35A is concerned. And to say that after article,
Mr. Raina,
please,
Mr. Raina,
and to say that after article 370 was abrogated,
He is making a false.
later, you may respond later, but please let me complete.
Right.
Let me complete.
I'll let you respond.
To say that after abrogation of article,
Yeah, go ahead. Mr. Ayaz, go ahead.
to say that after article 370 was abrogated, then cinemas started working, and etc. It is not that. It is no way linked to article 370. Cinemas were operational even before 90 also. Right from 1947, cinemas were operational there. Factories were operational there. Normal work was going on there. It is not that it was anyway related to the article 370. And then to say that this was a temporary and transitory, as said by the another friend, well, it was, you see, the Constituent Assembly in 1957 did not recommend anything. So, as such, this was treated to be a permanent feature. This was treated to be a permanent provision. Just because the Constituent Assembly, which was meant to recommend, they did not recommend it. So, when they did not recommend, that was constituted to be a permanent feature.
So
how can it be said that as a temporary
But you have
provision?
to agree to this. I mean, to me, when it comes to the law and order machinery, which gained a lot of kind of like protection under Article 370, because the J&K administration could do whatever they wanted inside Jammu and Kashmir, stone pelting, terror attacks, the separatists were running the show in Srinagar. Anything would happen, there would be a bandh in Srinagar. Accession Day, tell me something, Ahmed Ayaz, was Accession Day ever celebrated?
The mistake you are doing.
Was Accession Day ever celebrated in Srinagar?
The mistake you are doing is, you are taking a period from 1990 to as on date. Why don't you go before 90? When
I am
370
before
was
90,
applicable right
before
from,
90 as well. Was
beginning.
Accession
So
Day
there was
ever?
no
Was
stone
Accession
pelting,
Day
there
ever
was no
celebrated?
stone pelting, there was
Was
nothing
Accession
wrong.
Day ever
The
celebrated
wrong
in the
went
Kashmir
only
Valley?
after 90 for other reasons, not because of Article
no, tell me,
370.
was
You
ex-
cannot attribute
even
1990
before-
onward situation to the Article 370.
Even before 1990, was Accession Day ever celebrated in Srinagar? Was Accession Day ever celebrated by the people of Kashmir? Never. I'm telling you, it was never. Because
Accession Day is different.
why is it different? Why is it? It's the
Accession
day.
Day is
It's the
different.
day
Even
when J&K joined the Union of India. Why is
No,
it different?
even if
It is a
Accession
landmark
Day
day.
was celebrated,
But I'll
I
tell you.
don't
But
remember
I'll
the
tell you. But I'll
repeated
tell you.
ever,
I'll tell you at the end of the
That was
day.
an accession day.
Yes, Accession Day, joining the Union of India. But every time the Kashmiri parties and the separatists have said it is Occupation Day. That has been the politics of the Kashmir Valley. And then you link all of this Kashmiri pride to Article 370. And as Amit Raina is pointing out, and I completely agree with him, completely discriminatory. The people of Jammu wanted it out, and then when it got abrogated, everyone lands up and wants to get the opinion of the people of the valley. No one wants to talk to the people of Jammu. Everyone in the Jammu region is like, we are so happy that after such a long time, the Article 370 has been abrogated. Aman Sinha and then Amit Raina. Aman Sinha, go ahead.
Should I add something here? Should I say something here?
Ayushman,
I'll come back to you.
No,
Aman Sinha,
first
please
let
go
me
ahead.
respond to the very pertinent query that you posed. Ayushman, no, please, I did not interrupt anyone. I should be allowed to respond to what Ayushman is saying. Now, Ayushman, I can tell you how this was discriminatory. First of all, large number of fundamental rights were denied and deprived to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, which was guaranteed by the Constitution of India. In rights like right to education, right to information, etc., they have been denied all through. About 900 central legislations did not automatically get implemented in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. The state of Jammu and Kashmir, in fact, ran its own penal code also called Ranbir Penal Code, and several other laws such as Dowry Prohibition Act and Domestic Violence Act, etc. They were nowhere near applicable. Who was this discriminating against?